wanted to get to know me. Nobody showed any interest in me at all. So that's why it's hard. But I grew up just like most of you guys, very alone, desperate friends, and nobody really wanted to show any kind of interest whatsoever. And years gone by, faces come and go, and still no one. So around 13 or so, I decided to make a change, that I would start to control my own world. And I surrounded myself with music, inspiration, people and books that I really wanted to know because they weren't there in my life. And so that's kind of how I got to know my first friends. And I'm talking about people who have gone way back in history, like General Grant, President Lincoln, and I had posters of them on my wall. And so that was the inspiring thing about my life. But growing up alone was not really the hard part. That was the only thing that was constant. And so there was nothing really to judge that on. Only after I went into adulthood did I know that life really got tough, because kids will poke, kids will be cruel, kids will laugh, and but I didn't expect that from adults. So it was a tough thing to do. But I knew that I would have to earn the respect the hard way. That there was no easy road. There was no workshop, no cure, really no words from families that would give me that feeling. And so as I grew up, I went to college. I got a degree in respiratory therapy. I did that for 6 years, and even with that, still no respect. So I decided to make another life change, and I joined the military. I thought, God, that's got to be the one place, right? Everybody, respects everybody. So I thought this would have to be the turning point. Just would have to be, So it was something I was just craving, and I spent the next 9 years in pretty much hell because of the Army. And it was not because of the Army. The Army was the easy part. You just did what you were told. But even with that, respect came hard. So I spent years in Bosnia, years in Kosovo, in Macedonia, and Iraq, and still, it was really hard for me to come home and still feel that. So on my last deployment, my job was to drive a version of a troop transport, where I'm just going to call it a small tank just to save everybody. And it was a tough day that day. We were getting shot at. I can hear bullets flying off my tank, and people were just screaming in your ear, and captain on top was saying, Hughes, blah, blah, blah. And I had the biggest block in my life. The anxiety, the emotions, and just, oh my God, it was tough. And that day I got removed from my tank. And I was told because I put lives at risk. And I was pissed. I was angry. But as much as I wanted to be upset, I understood, because nobody wants their loved ones to come back in a bag. So when we redeployed, my commander pulled me in the office and said, "Look, here's why I did that." And when he explained it to me, it really touched my heart. And so what he told me was, "You're a great soldier, but I can't let people come back in a body bag because of you." And so he says, "Look, there's a great program in Lott, Germany, that I really want you to go to, and it's a speech therapy. I said, oh, hell no. You know, and I think we all understand, you spend your whole life trying to hide from this, and now he wants me to go face somebody I don't even know. And what he said goes, Hughes, everybody calls each other by the last name, he says, you're a great soldier, and we need you, and we want you back, but you gotta do this one thing for us. And he goes, this is not a request. I'm not asking you nicely. He says, this is an order and you have to go, but come back. I said, that's tough. I think he's having a tougher time than me. So I finally go, and all those feelings, the wrenching in your gut is all there. And little did I know, that was actually what turned my life around. My stutter was maybe 25% fluent at that time in my life. And I just didn't know how to get past it. I didn't know what I needed to do. And so the SLP that I contribute to just about everything I do at this point forward is Susan Abbott.